There it is. Carl
Hey,
Webster in the house. How you doing, Carl T. Webster?
I'm doing very well, Dom. Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back from a long and maybe not that hot summer actually here in the UK, but never mind. But we did do a live stream yesterday, but there's definitely more people on today, which is great. So it's good to see you all. Most of you, or all of you, will probably know me from last year, or maybe you're new faces. In which case, I'm Dom. How are you doing? And I'm here with.
I'm Kyle T. Webster. Nice to see you all. And I'm new to this. I'm so excited to join Dom. Had a really good time yesterday. And we're going to do more of the same today. It's going to be a good time.
Good. So, what's the T stand for, Carl?
Yeah, yeah. For those
What
who
is?
don't know me, by the way, I do work at Adobe making all kinds of art stuff for everybody. So if you like to draw, then maybe, we can be buddies because that's my
Yeah,
thing.
definitely.
So
I mean, Carl's being a bit modest there. I mean, basically, he's a complete worldwide hero on the sketch side. But Carl, you dodged my question. What does the T stand for in Carl T.
Oh
Webster?
yeah, I know that everybody likes to guess that. My favorite guess has been Tyrone.
Hey,
Um,
that'd be good.
I
That'd
kind of
fit.
like to leave it open, but no, it's my grandma's maiden name, Taylor.
Nice. Well, Taylor's quite a popular first name now, isn't it, as well?
It is. It is.
Cool. Right. Well, I always get told off for waffling at the start, so let's get going. Let's get some stuff up here. What are we going to do today? Well, we're going to do a back to school live lesson. If you've got this page, that is great because there are a couple of things that you'll need to have a look at. I mean, no big deal if you haven't got it. It's fine. Hey, look, first comment in Temple Patrick Primary in
All
Northern
right.
Ireland. What about you? What about you? It's
How's it
good to see
going?
you. If you have got this page, that's great. You can access it via the short link. You can see it just here, bit.ly/express BTS. If you, I mean, it's actually the QR code is kind of nonsense, really, because chances are you're not in this session because you've got an iPad and stuff. Because there is a separate session going on. If you've got an iPad, have a look at your email, teachers, please, because there is a separate iPad session going on, and you should go there because until about November, December, when the iPad catches up, it'll be easier for us to do separate iPad sessions. Kyle, we're doing what we did yesterday today, so give us a rundown of what we're doing.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. We are going to be today doing something that sounds like it's complex and complicated, but is actually ridiculously easy and simple. Thank you to the magic of Adobe Express. Now, what we're going to be able to do is actually create a video with an animated character who not only is animated, but is also going to be speaking the words that you record, and the words that you record are going to be animated and they're going to be shown in a way that actually matches up with your voice. It's pretty amazing.
Wow,
And
that
all
is
this is
cool.
going to happen with Adobe Express templates, with animated elements. We're going to learn how to use the video timeline and even create our own background for the video. Pretty great.
Sweet. Yeah. So we're kind of broken. It's kind of one challenge, really, but we've sort of broken it into two. One is the first one, which is create your background. So that's kind of a graphic designy type thing. And then the next bit is all about the animation and video editing. So that's what we're going to do. Someone did say yesterday it would be cool to see what kind of thing we were going to do. So I don't think my sound's going to play out of this, but just let me check. This is a version that I did. Nah, you can't hear my sound. But anyway, I have to mute my sound on one, otherwise there's a crazy echo going on. But basically, you animate this character. He says your words, but actually moves his arms and his head and his face and all that kind of thing. And we're going to make things pop into the screen and all that kind of stuff. And Carl's is going to look much better. So
I don't think so.
let me just go here quickly. What do you need in this page? Well, the only real thing you need are kind of these four questions here. That is kind of it. And actually, you don't have to stick to those questions if you don't want, because as Carl rightly pointed out, one of those questions is significantly different than all the others. But hey, if you haven't got much time, sometimes my favorite food is the cracking question. There you go. So
Dom, we can learn a lot about a person from their favorite food, I think.
yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly. Right. So I think there's only a couple of things to say before we get going. We get an express, so make sure you're here, this kind of place. The first thing is to say, if you need to pause us, are they allowed to do that, Kyle?
Yes, absolutely. Pausing is allowed.
Pausing is allowed. If you need to pause the video because you feel like you're getting too far behind, that's fine. but we will be giving you little bits of time to catch up and stuff like that. So don't feel like you have to work alongside us. You can watch us do a bit, and then when you've got a chance, you do that bit yourself, and we won't go hopefully too far in front, but if you need to, you can pause us. What's the second thing they need to know, Kyle?
Well, besides being able to pause.
Yeah, come on. I'm testing you.
Well, one thing I would say is that these are recorded and you can watch them back later. So you have them available to you in case you missed anything the first time around. I don't know if that's the answer to the question you're looking for.
No, but it's a good answer. It's good, but it's not right. But the other thing is, what happens if they complete their challenge and their teacher emails me?
Oh, well, I think we have the ability to share that work, don't we, Dom?
Well, we could do. We might try that today. We'll see how it goes. But also, they receive swag, as it's known.
Oh, that's right. There's the swag. I forgot about that.
There's the swag, said with such a European flair. Yeah,
exactly. That's also the swag that I don't have access to, so I feel really jealous.
We'll send Carl some swag as well. Right, yeah, but if you do complete your challenge, I'll email your teacher after this and say, hey, do you want to have some free swag for all those people who completed their challenge? So let's get going. Enough nonsense. Right, Carl,
right.
What's the first thing we should do? We probably have a quick look at Adobe Animate from audio, right?
Yes, so, and it's a quick action, which is very handy.
Yeah, so we're gonna be creating kind of one of these things, but you can see I've got a background on there with speech bubbles on there. So in order to go to Adobe Animate from audio, you can press the plus, go to quick actions, and then it's the first one, which actually never used to be the first one, but it is now.
Yeah,
it's the last one, which was weird. Animate from audio. Now, in here, this is where you can start making all sorts of different choices. So in terms of background, we're going to be creating our own background, and you can upload the image there. You'll see it. In terms of size, we're going to be doing a video. So go to YouTube. We got landscape here, 1920 by 1080. I will just put that on a banner so that we've got it if you need it. And then also you have all sorts of characters which you can choose. Now, I'm a fan of Steve. There's Steve. And Kyle is a fan of the ninja.
I do like the ninja.
Yeah, although he might be doing something different today. I don't know.
I might just.
Yeah, it might just. So let's start by creating our own background, because all of these backgrounds are cool, but it's not what we want. It's not what we want. So the first thing we do. Oh, why have you zoomed? Go back out. Oh, you're going to annoy me now. Right, go down here, go to custom size, and I'm going to go to 1920, and this one is going to be 1080. Create new project.
The inside lingo out there for folks, that's called 1080p. If you really want to get into video production, you can say 1080p.
That's true. That's true. And we're in here, and my screen is being crazy because my Mac mouse is going nuts. Right, Kyle, you start us off. I'm going to switch right over to you right now. And I'm going to
switch it over to me. We can switch over to me, and here we go. Animate from audio. We already covered all that. So we're going to actually move straight to making a custom background. All right. So what I'm going to do is go to create, and I'm just going to do instead of one of these standard sizes here, I'm going to go over here where it says video and then photo. You see all these options. Okay. And then down here, we have all these different sizes right here, but you can also just hit this little plus button and you can go to custom size. And you saw Dom was just doing that. So here we go, 1920 by 1080. And what's that called again? 1080p. Create new project. Kablam. All right, now I'm ready to start making a background. Now I know that Dom is going to be using a similar approach design-wise to what we just saw in the example there. But Dom, if I'm free to go for it, I think I'll try something else unless you want me to stick with that.
You do whatever you think. You just go for it.
Well, here we go, because then the thing about Express is all this stuff is so easy to use. Now, I do want to point out something right off the bat, which is that now Express has changed the layout for certain things. You still have all of these options over here on the left if you want to search for different graphics and shapes and photos and so on. But you'll notice that once I've got something to work with on the canvas, nothing is going to show up over here on the right. So that is a change in the layout for everybody. If you're used to using Express from the last time around, the new Express has moved everything to the left, which is great for a lefty like me. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Oh, aren't lefty? Okay, the thing though, Dom, about being a lefty is I can never find a left-handed hammer in the hardware store.
Good one. Good one. Keep them coming.
All
Keep
right.
them coming.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to elements. These are where I have shapes, okay? And I'm going to tap on shapes, and we have all kinds of shapes here, all right? And I can just tap over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this solid oval. Now, if I tap on it, all right, it automatically places it here on the canvas. And what I'm going to do with this oval, zoom out a little bit so you can see this, is I'm going to tap on it and grab one of the corners here, and that's going to make it bigger. See this? I'm scaling it up, okay? I can also distort it by pulling from the top, okay, or any of the other sides. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to do this. We're going to do this, and we're going to pull this out like this. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a little shape down here, okay? And you may be wondering what that's all about, all right? But you'll see in just a moment. All right, now the next thing I want to do is I want to change the color of this. If you look over here, like I said before, all of the options now for these shapes and the other assets you put on your canvas, okay, wind up over here on the left. So if I tap on this, this is my fill color, okay? I can go to custom right here, and I'm going to slide the hue, fancy word for color, this away, and then slide up for the saturation. That's how bright and shiny that color is. All right, and I'm going to leave it just like that, okay? Next, going back to my shapes, all right? And this time I'm going to grab a rectangle like this. Tap on that rectangle. I'm going to slide that down here and just pull it out this way. There we go. And I'm going to change the color of that to a nice kind of a blue-green color.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I see you.
Yeah. And now here, we're going to grab this oval. I'm just going to, this is my layer stack, we call this. Take this layer, grab it, pop it up in front of or above the other layer. See that? Nice. All righty. And watch this. Here comes a big fancy move. Okay. I'm going to tap again on this blue rectangle. And this is something everyone's going to love. Up here, wherever you have the title of your shape, there's a little combo of squares. It says duplicate. I'm going to duplicate that shape. And you'll notice that when I duplicate it, it automatically pops it up to the top of the layer stack. Okie doke. So watch this. Right here, I have the option to rotate this. Okay. Pull it that way. See what I did there? Oh boy, look, we just created ourselves a nice little beach.
Oh, you what?
Water. How about that? Pretty fun. Okay. All right. Now, what do I do for the sky? Well, I want to do something here where I can add some white fluffy clouds. White doesn't show up so well on white. Okay. I'm not doing a what do you call it? A polar bear in an ice storm here, or snowstorm, whatever the expression is. So we're going to do a light colored sky back here. And to do that, well, all I have to do is grab another rectangle, right? So I may as well just duplicate this rectangle once more, okay? And remember, we have this trick where you can take that and just drag it down to the back, all right? And because it's so easy to resize all this stuff, just do this. Bam.
So is that are you making a conscious choice to do that rather than changing the background color, for example? Or like,
oh yeah, you could, yeah, I'm just using a shape. Now, if you want to change the background color, you can absolutely do that as well. You can select the background of your canvas and change the color. I'm just using a shape, but it's up to you. You can do it either way, however you like.
Oh, I thought there was some like sneaky Design Pro move.
No, nothing sneaky about the way I do things. All right, so there you go. I've thrown that in the back right there. Okay. And now I can just make myself some clouds. So if I try this, I might even be able to find one. Who knows? I could type cloud, see what I get. Nope, not under shapes, but what about in design assets? Hello, hello. Look at that. All right, we have quite a few options.
Lovely, lovely.
I really like this. I like that style. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the
So the
flattened.
great thing is I can resize it. Look at that. Boom.
Nice.
Now, if you'll remember from what Dom showed you, we had 4 prompts, right?
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to use 4 clouds. So I'll take one here, okay, and then duplicate it.
Gotcha.
Kablam, duplicate. I'll make it a little wider, just so it's a slightly different shape, right?
I'm loving the kablams that are coming in.
Oh yeah, you got to use sound effects when you design, right?
Kablam. Kablam's going to be a new one for me. I like it. So you're going to do 4 of these bad boys. Okay.
Yeah, I like this. All right, there we go. 1, 2. By the way, don't forget, you can always flip stuff. See over here? I can flip it horizontally. Look at that. That makes it a little different, right? Go ahead and duplicate that. Stick that up here. I'm thinking my character is going to stand here and do the talking. Okay.
On the beach.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And we'll do one more. We'll just duplicate that, and then we'll bounce over and see what you're up to, Dom. How you doing over there?
Well, to be honest, you've inspired me, and so I just kind of I just got mesmerized by your charms, and so I've just kind of been following your lead, to be perfectly honest. But I do have a couple of sneaky moves that I can pull on you here. That
I like it.
That might be good. Should we swap over? I mean, I'll show. Here we go.
Yeah, swap.
Right. So, I mean, I was just like infinitely jealous of things that Carl was doing. And I wasn't happy with the fact that he upstaged me, but I'm used to it already. And he's only been here about 3 days. So, so yeah, but I used a slightly different cloud, and I thought I duplicated it and made it a bit bigger. And I thought, well, that looks okay. But then I flipped one. But then I also put another one on top of it, and it made it look pretty nice.
I love it.
Yeah. And then, so what I might do here is, you can see I've got one selected. And then if I hover over the other one and press shift on my keyboard, I can select the other one. And then on the left-hand side, this crazy thing comes up and it says group. So let's group them. And it kind of means it becomes one shape, and you can ungroup it again, but it just means that you're not fiddling around and messing around with trying to, move 2 shapes on the, do you call it canvas? Is that what you call it, Kyle?
Yeah, I say canvas, but I'm not really sure what the word is. You can call it whatever you like. I guess your artboard or whatever.
Yeah, artboards. There you go. And then maybe when I've got that group, I could duplicate it again and then flip it back the other way. And then they all look slightly different then. Oh, I've ungrouped that by mistake.
Well, now I've totally copied your move, and I am busy adding clouds to clouds right now, make different shapes. I love that idea.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? And yeah, so there we go. So I'm in there as well. I've bought into Carl's vision here. Carl, we're absolutely in your driving seat here. Let's go. Right. Okay. Well, shall I put some text in?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll put some text in and make it look pretty average, and then we'll see what Carl does, and it'll be much better. Let's do that. Okay, so here we've got this year. If you go back to that page I showed you, do you know what? Let's get access this page just in case you need it. Just get this page up again. This year I'm looking forward to, copy it, go over, and then you can just go to text on the left hand side, add your text, right, and then all I have to do is paste it in. Right, so right now it's pretty big, it's way too big. So I'm dragging it right down. Also, you have the alignment options here. I am going to align it to the left. I'm never a fan of centered text, I must say. Now it's still looking pretty boring, but I'm going to take it up to by my first cloud here, and then also make my first cloud a bit bigger. Right, now it's time to make this text look a bit better, because once you've done it once, you can duplicate it and take it to other places and then just paste the new text in. So you can go to recommended. I'm going to go to view all here. Now, this is where you can just find a font which just looks cool. It doesn't really matter what you're going to go for. That one, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure that is inspiring me too much. But you know what? Let's put it in. Let's say yes to that. Okay.
I like that it gives you recommended text ideas. That's so great because there are over 14,000 text options in Adobe fonts. So it's good to have it narrowed down.
Yeah, and you can kind of say, oh, that one's nice. To give me ones that are similar to that by clicking. There's a little sort of wavy thing there. But that one will do. I might put an outline on it, a white outline just to kind of beef it up a bit. That's fine. All right. And then also I could change it to bold. Yeah, maybe I'll do that actually. That kind of works. Yeah, right. So once you've got that, you've got 4 questions and 4 clouds where you can put your things in. So you can just go back here, copy the next one, right? And then highlight this piece of text here. And then go back to that duplicate button that Carl showed us before. You can see it up there, the two squares with a plus in the middle. And then you've got another piece of text. And then you can drag it down to your next box. But obviously, you don't want to ask the same question twice. That is not the art of conversation. So you would highlight the text that you've got in there. I've got my new text on my clipboard already. Paste it in. Kablam!
There you go. Kablam it.
Yeah. Kablam it. There it is. So there we go. That's how you do it. And it's still got the same characteristics in terms of the white outline, which kind of doesn't do loads here, but you know, it makes it stand out a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it over to Kyle, who's going to show you something much more interesting. You ready, Kyle?
I'm ready.
He's ready.
All right. Well, you see,
look at him. Look at him.
I've gone ahead and been inspired by what Don was doing, and I went ahead and combined cloud shapes using the same cloud and resizing them and then just grouping them. And so thank you for that, Don. That's a great idea. And then I found a design asset for a palm tree by simply typing palm tree in elements. And under here, we have design assets, and you have all kinds of graphics. So I thought I'd take that palm tree right here and just throw it off to the side of the canvas so that you can't see the trunk, but you can see the leaves.
Do you know what? That's where the pro skill is, because a layman like me would have stuck that right in the stand, buried it 6 foot under so everyone could see it. But actually, putting it off to the side like that, that's the pro touch.
Well, you know, the thing about when you have your corners of your design, if you think about taking that space and not letting somebody escape the design. So if you have a little kind of a corner that's just got a little shape in it, that's sort of empty. Like if I were to do this, if I were to take it and do that, and we have that little sliver of blue, it's just kind of something that kind of drives me nuts. But here I just kind of close off that pathway, and it forces you to come back in and see what's happening around here. Now I've broken my own rule here, but not really. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, design theory and whatnot, this area here is still actually safe because I can move from the blue of the sky around the cloud and still make my way back into the design. So I'm not closed off over there.
Right, got you. Can I just do a quick shout out? Pranam Da, that's good afternoon from Tejid at Park County Primary in Clow. I think that's how you say that, Clow.
Oh, I need to learn how to pronounce these town names. Now, how do you?
Listen, you're asking the wrong person, but basically double L is a cl, and A is still an A, but then the Y is like a U.
Okay.
Do you know, is that right? Yeah,
oh,
I think it's Clow. Someone's going to go in there and just absolutely butcher me. That's what I think. There you go. Right.
Well, I'm gonna trust what you said. So let's see all these recommended text options. We talked about that
as we speak.
What's that? Are somebody correcting you already?
Yeah, thousands of Welsh people in the background. My dad was born in Wales, so I'm getting away with it. There we go. Do continue, please.
All right, here we go. This year, I'm looking forward to, and are we going to reveal what we want to do now? I think I will. I'll just go ahead and say it. Learning more about lizards. How about that? How about some alliteration?
Yeah, do it. Yeah, learning more about lizards. Nice.
All right, now we can resize this, right? We can take
Yeah.
that text and we can pop it up here. And I'm going to leave a little room because later we're going to add, as you saw from Dom's example earlier, we have room to add some graphics there. Okay. So I think even though we sort of text shamed text that is center aligned, in my case it might work better, but of course I can always change my mind later. So the great thing about this stuff is you're never fully committed to anything. You can just go for it, right? The other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the color of this text because you can do that right here with the fill.
Yeah.
And I want you to be aware of this eyedropper. Tap on the eyedropper and look.
Good one.
Move it all around the canvas, and wherever I put it, it's going to grab the color that I'm hovering over. So I'm going to grab that color, and then I'm just going to come over here and make it a little darker and a little more saturated. But the cool thing about that is I'm using a color that is sort of harmonious with the rest of the design.
Because it's in that kind of greeny, bluey family. Is that why?
Bingo. Yeah.
Right.
So let's duplicate that. We'll slide it over here or over here, I guess, and we'll add another little piece of text here. What do I want to say? This one was what again? Let's see.
You can do
my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Oops, I almost used the American spelling of favorite. Shame on me. My favorite
thing. I'll be having emails from teachers, you know, for weeks about that. Don't be doing that.
Do
you know what? In one live stream, I dared to suggest that sometimes all lowercase looks quite cool. And I did get emails from teachers going, hey, we worked so hard to get them to use capitals, and you just ruined an entire year's work. So I was like, sorry about that.
Yeah. Teachers are, you know, they're teaching the right stuff. They're teaching proper grammar and sentence structure and all that. So we shouldn't undo all that. Although I agree with you that all lowercase does look cool. So whatever.
You meant to say that in private, Kyle.
Oh, sorry. I said that part out loud. Whoops. All right. So if anybody out there wants to get extra fancy, you can use key commands. So you could take this and you could duplicate it by tapping on duplicate, or you could hit, if you're on a Chromebook, Control D.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
And if you're on a Mac, you could hit Command D, and it should duplicate.
Oh, right.
Whoops. Here, grab this. There we go.
Oh, it did as well.
Oh, it's not working for me though. For some reason, I must have done something different. It was working for me earlier. Now I don't want to get
it worked perfectly for me. That was amazing.
Did it work for you?
Yeah, I've been using Express for nearly 5 years solid, and well, actually, probably about 9 years solid. And,
it's supposed to work. Yeah, it did. But of course, I tell you it works, and it doesn't work for me. So I guess Express is just being mean to me right now. All right, now here we go. I'm going to add another one. We are doing I'm glad to be back at school, or as I call it for my kids, Scoogle, because I love art classes.
You see, Mr. Alcorn's already asked us to stop all this lowercase nonsense. You can see in the comments. He's there on. I mean, it's only only at the start of the year. You got plenty of time to iron it out. You'll be fine. But yeah, I mean, I did an English degree. I should be right on your side.
Ah, you did an English degree. Did you have to read some James Joyce?
A lot of
Portrait
books.
of an Artist as a young man.
A lot of books put me off for life. There you go. Right, I'm going to steal it back. Let's
go for it.
Let's get going. Right. So I've stolen lots of nice ideas from Kyle. I've done a palm tree, just kind of offset at the side, just because I like pretending that I'm like a pro artist. And then I also put a pirate ship in. Why not?
There's a boat. I love it.
Just for fun. And I made sure that it actually was right down so I could tuck it behind.
Oh.
A bit lower in the water. So you can see in my layer stack, it's down here. You see right at the bottom.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, so I've just duplicated all my text and stuff like that, moved the clouds around and stuff like that. So that is all good. So I think I'm ready to download this, unless I'm missing something, Kyle. I'm ready to download.
No, I don't think there's anything else to do. I mean, looks like you've got a great background. Now, of course, everybody out there, you want to go to town later and make a background with all kinds of things, seagulls and whatnot, you of course are free to do so, but we want to keep it moving so you can see what else we've got to get done today.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think what we might do is I'll put a little bit of music on now. I'll show people how to download it because you do need to download it. And then we'll switch over to Carl and just watch him work for a few minutes if you need that. Otherwise, just get on with your own work. And then we'll move on to the next section in about 3 or 4 minutes time. So let me just put a bit of music on. Feeding the ducks. Okay. Right. So let me just show you. Once you've got your image and you're all sorted, you can go to, do you know what? Cardinal sin.
Rename.
Got to rename. Otherwise, you will be searching for titles of files that you can never find. So let's call this one BTS. I'm going to say BTS pirate video.
Nice.
I'm going to do a pirate video. Right, back to school, pirate video. Cool, got it. And then here, you're going to press download. PNG, best for images. Sounds good for me. So let's click download. And actually, one of the reasons why you do want to name it is because it will automatically give that the file name of your downloaded file. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Right, let's go over to Kyle and see what he's got going on. This is your time to catch up, everyone. So, get on with your work, and then in about 3 or 4 minutes, we'll move on. Oh, nice.
Oh, I just put a little crab there, but I'm done now. I could fiddle with this for hours, and so could everyone else. I'm just going to go ahead and do exactly what you did. Download this file, PNG, kick it into my downloads folder, so I'm ready to go. And I hope that everyone's been...
Naughty Kyle hasn't renamed it, so his is untitled, you see.
Oh, you're right. Oh, I'm so bad. I did the same thing yesterday, and we just talked about it. All right, hang on. Beach scene.
Beach scene. Nice.
All right, now let's go ahead and download it again. Thank goodness it's only one tap away. Nothing complicated there. All right, there we go. So
you got it. Go on, do something fancy for us. That's what we're here for. You know what I think is a really good one? If you put is it seagulls or birds in shape?
I'm sure you find some seagulls and some birds. I mean, there's so much. You could even add a little bit of texture to the sand with a few dots, Yeah, I'm sure you could search for a word like spatter and find, I'm sure, like some dots, that's a design asset. I could try that right now. I mean, we're good on time, I think.
Yeah, you have a go at that. We've still got a few minutes before we move on. I'm going to do some birds, and you can make that stand look funky.
Sure.
And yeah.
Go ahead and try changing that color. I bet I could do it with the effects. Let's see. Go back and use, let's see, effects. Here we go. I can use a custom tint.
Oh, wow, you did as well.
And then I can hopefully let's see if it'll work. What I'm trying to do is color. Oh, here, maybe colorize. There we go. I think that'll work. Oops. I'm cycling through some options. There we go. And you could even take the opacity down.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Hey.
There's a very strange lighting effect going on in my room right now. What is that about?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's making me look like a ghost.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah. Do you see it?
That's weird.
Very strange. I think it's because the sun has just started to come through my office window here, which means it's going to get hotter than the sun for the next hour. Right. Yeah, that is nice, Carl. That works well.
I don't know. It's an idea, you know. I mean,
Yeah. You can play
I
around with
don't
that.
know.
I'm sure.
It's something, you know, these are the kinds of things you can try, and then you can always say,
Yeah. Right. Let's Carl's
we'll
doing
move
that one.
on.
I just put some birds in.
Oh,
There we
there
go.
you go. Perfect. That
Yeah.
really works. Isn't it amazing what that something that simple can do though to really just kind of bring it to life?
Yeah. And it was two different, they were almost identical, but then one was a set of 3, one was a set of 4. So I just kind of put them together like a block and then group them. And then that was that really. Right.
It
But
works.
anyway, that's not on the thing I downloaded, so that's fine. Right. Let's get feeding the ducks up. Okay. So now that you've got your download, you can press the A in the top left here, and that's going to take you right back to the home page, right? And if you remember from before, you can press the plus and go to quick actions, and it's now numero uno in the listo. And here it is at the top, animate from audio, give it a click, and come on, it might be hot, but we've got a live lesson going on. Come on, internet, you can do it. Here we go.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
There it is. So let's go to background here. So obviously we have just spent the last half an hour making a background, so we must put in our background.
Yes.
Upload image. It's going to say where do you want it or where do you want it from. And Kyle showed me a tip on the live lesson yesterday, which I was very impressed by. If you select that and then press your space bar, you get a little, I didn't even know that.
Oh, a little preview.
Yeah. I would always right click it and then it would be like quick look. That's much better. But anyway.
I know that works on Mac. I don't know if it works on a PC or a Chromebook. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it'd be worth trying. So there we go. Put it in there. Now, obviously, I've got a ninja in there. Now, I don't want a ninja because I know for a fact that there is a really cool pirate in here somewhere.
No way.
There is, definitely.
Ah,
There he
fantastic.
is. Hey.
Hey, all right. Look at that guy.
Yeah. And then you can just grab the corners and bring him down.
So fun.
So he's kind of stranded on his own desert island here, which is pretty cool. I mean, you could put like a treasure chest in there and all sorts of weird stuff, couldn't you? That'd be great. So yeah, there you go. So there's my character. That's the size I want him. I've got his peg leg out there, and you can see now all we've got to do now is record. Okay. So there's a toggle down here. You can see it, enhanced speech. You see it down there?
Yeah.
Toggle it off. If you're in a busy classroom, and I have tested it and it works really well. If you're in a busy classroom, then stick that on because it will cut out the noise of all those noisy neighbors around you. No, maybe not like perfectly, but pretty good. So much better than having someone else shouting, and get on your voiceover. So the what you got to do is now is record. So you click that. It's going to say use your microphone, allow it. It might not say that, but if it's the first time, then you press allow, and then it'll give you a countdown. And then I'm going to make something up. I have no idea. I can't remember what I'm going to say now, but I'll give it a go. This year, I'm looking forward to playing cricket on the schoolyard with my friends. My favorite thing I did this summer was go to my nan's house and play with all my cousins on the beach. I'm glad to get back to school because I missed all my friends. And my favorite food is roasted parrots. It's got to be, isn't it? Click done. All right, it's going to enhance audio on here. And then you can see when I was talking, it was kind of flashing up around the side when it was hearing my voice, which is pretty cool. So it's going to do all sorts of stuff there. And we're going to go over to Kyle. Kyle, I think you're probably going to have a better chance of actually playing what you've said than I will.
I just love roasted parrot. That was great.
That was it. That was inspired, to be fair. That was my finest hour.
It was pretty good. All right.
Hey.
It's easy for me because I can read it. And I'm using this crazy weird fish thing. I have no idea what that is, but just sheer luck that the color happens to go well with the crab. So,
Absolutely. Kindred spirits.
All right, here we go. I'm ready to record. And Hi, I'm Kyle. This year, I'm looking forward to learning more about lizards. I'm glad to be back at school because I love art classes. My favorite thing I did this summer was hang glide over a volcano. My favorite food is frittatas because I like saying frittata.
Very
Don't
nice.
be afraid to use dumb voices, guys.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. You can re-record them whenever you want. It doesn't really matter.
Of
I'm a
course.
little bit further down the line than on the export thing. So once you've done that and you've recorded it, I have got it here and it will play, but I've got my volume turned off on this computer. So that's why you can't hear it now. But you can download it. You could do if you wanted, but actually what we want to do here is open in editor. I'm going to open in editor. And what that's going to do is it's going to export our file and it's going to take it straight into the brand new Adobe Express video, which is a lot more powerful than the last one we had. Which is cool.
so much more powerful. And that's not an overstatement.
No, exactly that. So now that we've got it, I mean, it is a bit of a pain, this. I wonder if I turn off my mic on here.
I believe if you share the tab, we'll get the audio. Uh-oh, we can't hear Dom at the moment. There he is.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to work out a way that I could play this, but no, it's not working. So anyway, let's go back to here. Right. So the idea being here is that you can now play your video. And although you can't hear my voice, and we probably can on cars, so it might be better to do a demo there. You can see my pirate there is animated and kind of moving away, and his lips moving at the same time as my voice is moving, and you'll be able to do that on yours and see how it works. And he's got his arms.
And look how his whole body moves with those really great gestures. I don't know how they decide. There's some great engineering and programming going into all this that makes it really great with the way it moves realistically with the dialogue. I really like it.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? So what we're going to do here is when you listen to yours back, is that you can see here I've got this year I'm looking forward to, and Carl wrote his in, which is good, and I didn't because I was going to put an image in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the playhead when it says this year I'm looking forward to, boom. I'm going to stop it there, and that's when I want to have some kind of element come in. So this year I'm looking forward to playing cricket. So if I go to media, photos, cricket, right, I'm not looking for that. That's what I'm not looking for. So I'm going to delete that. But I am looking forward to playing cricket. And you know what? I'm going to use this person here. Right, perfect.
Nice.
Now, when I've got that in there, there's a couple of things I can do. I can remove background, and it's going to do, I mean, I have no idea what it's doing here, but it's doing things.
Look at that. That's almost perfect.
It is absolutely incredible, isn't it? And then if I wanted to get rid of the stumps as well, I could get rid of those. But actually, I think they look pretty cool.
I agree.
Yeah, so I might just rotate it a bit just so it looks a bit funky. Why not? Might put an effect on it. Am I going to put an effect on it? Yeah, why not? Lancashire Red. Lancashire Red. That's my local team, Kyle. And then and you see down at the bottom of the timeline here, it says show layer timing. You can just see there, show layer timing. Do you know what? Let me get this banner off as well, because that's been going for ages. We don't need that anymore. Right. This little thing down here, show layer timing. And when I click on my cricketer there, what I can do is I can make sure that the start of the cricketer, when it actually appears, is when I say this year I'm looking forward to, boom. That's when I want it to come in. And then I also want to make sure that this clip goes right to the end of my sort of main pirate clip as well. So I'm aligning those two things. The other thing I'm going to do with this is I've put a duotone effect on it. I've rotated it slightly, but also I can put some animation on it. So if I click animation here, you can see you've got 3 options: in, looping, and out. Now I don't want it to animate out because I'm going to have them all at the end. I do want it to animate in. I think we're going to bungee it in. Why not? Now, when you select that, it says, you know, what kind of duration, what kind of, how many bounces and what direction. I'm going to keep all those pretty low. I'm going to have it coming down from the top. And then when the looping thing, now you don't have to put this in, but I do think it kind of just, you know, makes things a bit dynamic. So at the moment, I mean, that was on the breathe one. The breathe one's good, but I can reduce the speed down, reduce it to 10, reduce the intensity down, just so it just kind of keeps us interesting, but like doesn't kind of dominate the eye too much. That's what I'm trying to avoid here.
Subtlety.
Yeah, exactly. Subtlety. That's the one. And before I just go over to Kyle, what I will do now is I'll play my video from where it is, and then it says, my favorite thing this summer to do this summer was stop it there. That's when the next thing is going to come in. And I'll do that same process again. Go and find something, stick it on my artboard, put it in the right place around this cloud, maybe put an effect on it, maybe give it some animation. Let's see what Carl does with his stuff.
Well, I'm following your lead. I've brought in a picture and removed the background for the lizard. And then I've gone ahead just like you. Nice. And with the effects, I've added a duotone. And I'm going to then, of course, go to animation. And for the in, we have so many great options. And as you hover over each of them with your mouse, you can see what they are. I think that pop is kind of fun. So I'll just tap on pop. And as you pointed out, you can choose the duration of it. How long is that animation going to be? And the intensity. So I think, you know, as you mentioned, you don't want it to be, you know, too crazy. And for the looping, I think same kind of thing. I'll maybe do, could have a little wiggle, a little jitter. That's kind of crazy. I think the bob is kind of fun. There are just so many good ones. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe we'll just go with this bob. And then again, I'll reduce the speed and the intensity so it's not too insane. There we go. We don't want that to be, you know, making everybody dizzy. Okay. And then we'll go for the next one. Hang glide over a volcano. Now, I might have done that. I might not have. It doesn't matter. We're just being creative here.
I believe you. I think you did
it. Well, I know Dom did. And so I want to be as cool as Dom. I want to do the kind of things he does. I'm not usually as brave. All right, so here we go. We're going to go back to our media. And here I can just search for volcano. There we go. Now, I'm probably going to see a lot of photos naturally, okay? But we do have, remember, from other sources, we can do volcano. And I could actually type a word like drawing and see what that does. See if it pulls up anything different. Well, that's kind of not what I expected, I have to be honest. Let's try graphic. What does that do? Nope. Let's try.
You could actually do a video and take the background off it.
You could do a video, couldn't you? And removing the background from a video takes a while, but it does work. Yeah, and I've seen that work. And it's crazy that that's even possible. And by the way, these remove background things are actually the same code we have in our professional apps like Photoshop and Premiere. They took that code and just stuck it right into Express. And that's why it works so well and looks so good. I kind of like this. This is kind of fun. I like that.
Yeah, nice.
The other cool thing about it is it's already transparent. So I don't have to do any extra goodies with it. And we'll go ahead and add some animation again. So just tap on that and go to animation. And this time for the in, why don't we try something else? We'll do grow. There we go. And the duration is fine. You even have what are called personalities. So you could try the energetic one. You could try different ones. Just try what you like. Remember, you're never committed to anything. And I'm just going to go through and do these all. Now, after I've added them, I'm going to change their timing the same way that Dom did. Where in this case, I want to show you that, Dom, I think if we share my tab, let me see if I can do that. I'm going to just kick it out here for a moment.
Yeah. Cool.
I'll remove this and I'm going to try sharing the tab. and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that should work.
All right, here we go. All right, this is my tab, and we'll see if you all can hear the sound. Let me know. Here we go. Ready? Hi, I'm Kyle. This year, I'm looking forward to learning more about lizards. All right, you saw that. I said lizards. That was the word, right? All right, right there. That's where I want to grab this little guy. Turn on show layer timing, as Dom showed you there, and just grab from the side when I see the little handles there and pop it right there. So now when I move back and play the word lizards, I'm looking forward to learning more about lizards. There it is.
Yeah,
and
nice.
I fine tune that a little bit, right? We want it to pop in. More about lizards. There we go.
That's
and
good.
So same for the rest, right? And Dom, I think we did, I'm not sure if we mentioned this, but if we did, I'll mention it again. You have the actual layer that you want to adjust when it comes to the timing, right? You won't actually see them all together. So if I tap on the lizard, I see the lizard. If I tap on the volcano, I see the volcano. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad to be back at school because I love art classes. Okay, now that will be for art classes, so I've got to add my little bit there. My favorite thing I did this summer was hang glide over a volcano. He's a volcano.
Very
right
cool.
There. Summer was hang glide over a volcano. And we'll just put that right there, and that should work in. Volcano. There we go. All right, you get the idea. So Dom, should I kick it back to you?
Yeah, go for it. Let's have a go. Right, yeah. So like Kyle was saying, you kind of got to play around with where the playhead goes. And actually, it does seem like it's giving you little dots on here. I don't know if you can see that, Kyle. I've not seen that before.
Oh, I got an email about that today, and look, it's actually there.
There you go. So it does actually tell you when you're kind of putting that in. So that's cool. That's definitely a good feature.
Very nice.
Yeah, one thing I did with this was like cycling. I sort of made them go in, which is kind of nice. And then I'm going to stop it there. I'm glad to be back at school because now the reason why I waited to show you this is because if I've searched for friends in the photos, and there were loads of different pictures that I could choose, but actually I chose this one, and not because particularly it was my favorite photo, but for two reasons. Now, the first one is because I could see the whole of the people in there. They weren't cut off in any way by the frame. And also, it was on a background which I knew Adobe Express would be able to remove. So I'm going to do that, and it'll make a pretty perfect picture because there were quite a lot of photos in there, and I was like cutting people off and stuff like that. So actually, it might not be the one that you absolutely want more than anything else, but it will end up being better if you're removing background and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Don't forget that once you put that in there, you want it to come in exactly when you want it to, when you're saying it in your dialogue. So for me, it's here. And then, my favorite food is, so I can play this one. Back to school with my friends because I miss them and all that kind of thing. My favorite food is, and then I can go to elements. And here, I did search for risotto in elements. Yeah, there it is. Cool.
Love that's perfect.
Yeah. Risotto is probably the only food that I'm really good at cooking. So there we go. That's the one. And I put it in there. And again, you can see that it automatically goes in and it puts your clip or puts that element throughout the entirety of that kind of scene, if you like. So I need to drag it and make sure that it's going to pop in where I want it to pop in. The only other thing that I've got left to do here now, Kyle, I don't know what you've got left to do, but I'm going to put some music on, I think. Audio.
Oh, nice. Right.
So, if I put pirate in, I didn't find anything. Whatever. Let's go for, what am I going to go for? I've forgotten what kind of thing I searched for in here. Let's go like hip hop. I like that sort of stuff. Right, and so you can go through here and you can see the little play buttons and stuff like that. You can have a little preview of what they're like. If you think it's the one you want, then click it. The only thing, click it and it'll go straight onto your timeline. The only thing that I would watch out for, and most of these will be fine, but you see this one here. This one is 24 seconds. This hip hop old school, 24 seconds. You can't stretch it out further because it hasn't got anything left. It's only 24 seconds. But my main timeline is actually 26 seconds. So there's going to be a bit at the end where it doesn't go. So that piece of music is not what you want. So I'm going to delete that one. Make sure you find something which is longer than the piece you need, and then it'll just trim it off automatically. Seeing as you've got your sound on, Carl, do you want to cycle through a few sound things on yours?
Sure, happy to. And I'd also like to show everybody something I'm doing right now. I searched for a photo of frittata, and I wanted it to just be the frittata in the plate. And one of the cool things you can do in Express is you can crop an image with a shape. So the photo itself is a rectangle.
Oh, I see.
But
Yeah,
I've gone ahead and used crop, and here we have all these preset options, one of which is a circle. So I simply selected the circle, and you see what I've done here is I've just sized it down to really just show the plate. Now you can see the rest of the photo, but if I tap anywhere else on the canvas, that's what we're really going to see with the final result. So now I can take that, move it over here, and we're all set with that frittata. I'll add the animation really quickly. We'll go ahead with something that comes in maybe with, let's see, how about a grow? And then we'll do for the looping, because it's a circle, I'll do a spin. And
nice, yeah. Because you know what? The spin option is always on there, and I'm always like, not really sure where I'd use that. And you've just shown me where the perfect use case is.
If it's a spinning thing, a circle is pretty helpful. Now let's see how we're doing with our timing. I haven't really tested it yet, so let's see how we go. I'll start out here at the beginning. Hi, I'm Kyle. This year, I'm looking forward to learning more about lizards. Nice. I'm glad to be back at school because I love art classes. All right, so I've got to go ahead and select my art classes and just drag that back a ways and see how we're doing there. Love art classes. There we go. My favorite thing I did this summer was hang glide over a volcano. All right. My favorite food is frittatas because I like saying frittata. Excellent. So now the only thing I need is my background music, right?
Yep. Let's see what you go for.
All right. Let's see. So I'm going to go to media. I'm going to first take my playhead and run it back to the beginning. There we go. It's called our playhead. I don't know if we mentioned that term, but there you go. Under media, I go to audio, and let's see. Let's do chill.
Yeah, that's the one. That's
oh boy, so many options. Hip hop feel good. What is that? Maybe a little too chill. I'm not sure. We're at the beach and we're having a good time. Summer chill. That sounds good. All right, I guess we'll give it a try, and I'll just make sure that I lower that volume significantly. Yeah. Here we go. Taking it way down to about 10%, and we'll try the whole thing. Hi, I'm Kyle. This year, I'm looking forward to learning more about lizards. I'm glad to be back at school because I love art classes. My favorite thing I do. All right, what do you think? Sound good?
Yeah, that's perfect. It's got like it's got a Pacific vibe to it. We like that. The timing is spot on. The voice of the let's call it an aquatic creature because I'm not sure what it is. In fact,
I don't know.
It works perfectly. It's really nice, isn't it?
This is the thing. You can have a lot of fun. It's like you're making your own little movie, really, right?
Well, exactly that. Exactly that. Yeah, I mean that is pretty much what we've got for today, isn't it?
Yeah, that's I think that's pretty much the whole exercise. Of course, we've got to now have the option to, if you want to refine it, add a few little bits and pieces at the end, you're welcome to. And if anyone needs time to sort of catch up to where we are, I think we have a little bit of time for that too. But in the meantime, we can show how to share it.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good shout. Yeah, that's a good shout. Do you know what? I'm losing my mind here because it's so incredibly hot in this room right now.
Oh, no.
Right. It is unbelievable. Right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rename it Pirate Video Animation. There we go. That's what I'll call it. Pirate Video Animation. Now, once you've done that and you're all ready to go, you can download it Okay, now I'm not going to click download now because that means I won't be able to show you the next thing. If you want to download it, then that's fine. Video resolution. Do you know what, Carl? You'd be a good person to talk to us about that kind of thing. It's
Sure.
got all these funny numbers, and then there's a 4 and a K. What's going on here?
Now that's 4,000 pixels
That's big.
for the resolution, which by the way is way more than you need. Even if you were to only save this at the size that we have already created the original file, which was 1920 by 1080, this will still look really sharp and really clear on a giant television display of some kind. And odds are you're not showing it on a giant display. You're showing it to somebody on a computer display of some kind or an iPad or whatever. And in that case, it's going to look great. So you don't have to go up to 4K, but you could if you want to.
I mean, 720 would still be good, wouldn't it? I mean, and certainly for schools and
Yeah.
the sort of, storage issues, 720 might be the one to go for.
And it will reduce the file size, which is always good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then if you want to share, then you go up to share here, and then come on. Let me refresh my page.
I had to do that yesterday. Sometimes you do have to refresh with video to make sure you can share it, and it's fine. It saves your work.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it does get a little niggly. Where's my share button? There we go. Yeah, perfect. And you can see you can go straight to Google Classroom there. You can invite
Nice.
collaborators, and you can work in real time on this, which is good. And then, so you can see only invited people can access, blah, blah, blah. But if I go back to share and go publish to web, you've got the title pirate video animation. So it will take that from whatever you've named your file. And then you can just press publish link. And you see down this blue box down here, publishing your design. You just leave that. And maybe in a minute, maybe 2 minutes, that'll just change and it will say link copy to clipboard, maybe, or
yeah.
I can't remember what it says now, but
that's
basically
exactly it. It gives you the link and you're good to go. You can email it to somebody, post it on the web, whatever you want. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly that. Right. I think to be honest, we'll wrap it up there because I think there's lots of people. Mr. Alcorn has been an absolute star. Thanks very much for that. Loads of great ideas we're going to have fun playing with. And also he said he could hear your little wee fish speaking. Fish things. There you go. He's been great. Thank you, Mr. Alcorn. You've been a star. Do give us a comment if you're still here. We've still got loads of schools here. So do give us a comment. You can always share your work with us. I didn't put that, people will be very aware of how to share their work, bit.ly/share express. But because we were doing some new things today, I didn't really want to sort of slow us down. I wanted to give you as much time as possible. You can share your work with us there. We'd love to see it. Apart from that, what have we got to say for ourselves? Well, I've got to say that at the end of this session, I'll be sending out an email to all your lovely teachers to say thank you very much for coming. If you have students who've completed their work and they completed that challenge, so they made their own background, then they made their own animation with that background and exported it, then we can send them out free swag. And then also, if you have students who are going to teach other students or pupils or teachers in your school how to use those skills and those techniques in Adobe Express that they've learned today, then they get VIP swag.
Oh,
VIP swag. Apart from that, I think that's all they're all the sort of housekeeping corner bits. What's the next session, Kyle?
Gosh, I can't remember. You have to tell me. I'm so new to this whole game that all I can do is keep up with what's happening right now at this minute.
Well, we're going to introduce Kyle to rugby on Monday.
That's
and
right.
Rugby World Cup kicks off this Saturday. So we'll be doing, I just completed a tutorial on it. And to be honest, I'm probably looking forward to it more than this one, I would say.
Oh, nice.
We're doing video background removal. We're doing all sorts of stuff. It looked really classy. I actually like the stuff you get on Sky Sports and things like that. So that's cool. We've got that on Monday. And then also we've got Kyle's favorite day next week.
Wait, is this Roald Dahl Day?
Yeah, it is. Next week.
Woo!
Roald Dahl Day. You can see on the scrolly on the bottom. bit.ly/Adobe Leaders. Get yourself signed up for Roald Dahl Day. I think we might have 2 sessions for Roald Dahl going on next week. But there you go.
He's one of my heroes, my whole life long. Just amazing stories. What great stories. And I'll say something, Dom, just to give people an idea, because I know the students out there are very clever. If they want to really take what we've just shown them to the next level, they could film a character, record the audio, but then make a separate video where they use that same character as part of the background and add another character, and they could have a dialogue back and forth. You could have 2 characters. It's a bit of a workaround, but you could get pretty creative with this, where you could have 2 characters talking back and forth, because with the video, the one thing we didn't show is you can add scenes.
Yeah.
And there are ways to do it. It's a bit kind of shaky and a bit of a workaround, but it is possible. So if you really want to spend some time, you could do a whole little cartoon with multiple characters.
Yeah, so you'd like one on one side, one on the other, so they don't bump each other. But you could definitely have them speaking, couldn't you? Yeah, that's a really nice idea. I like that. We'll do that in a future session. You could even do it for Roald Dahl Day. I haven't worked out what we're going to do yet, so
we could try it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a bit clunky, but it is a thing you could try.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Mr. Alcorn needs swag. Mr. Alcorn, come on. You'll get that email very shortly, and then you can get your swag. Well, thank you very much, everyone. It's a pleasure. It's never a chore. Stay safe. Get your sun cream on, because it's absolutely boiling here. Summer arrived as soon as we went back to school. Apart from that, thank you very much. Kyle, a thought for the day to sign us off?
Yeah, if at first you don't succeed, skydiving is not for you.
Good man. Thank you very much. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.